Hey everyone, I'm Egoqueenalexis and welcome back to the channel. And welcome back to Dark Heresy. In the last episode, I kind of ran after a succubus and tried to beat her up. Didn't go so well. I still won in the end, but thanks to my acolytes for helping me out. And Lynn, who is not my acolyte, but is Farnif's acolyte, who is with us. And Aberex, who's also...
Abraxas.
Abraxas,
you get.
who's also not my acolyte. Tarvok's here!
Nope.
Anyway, with a proper recap, here's Viggy the GM.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I am Viggy the GM, and welcome back to the Queen's Court. When we last left our heroes, weapons drawn, the Warband was in for the fight of their lives. Rosalina put her dance moves to use, her training with Morno paying off, and her force field catching whatever blow got past Lioness. Tarvok launched an array of weapons to his fellow acolytes, Mechadetrites unfurling and dispensing weapons, only to unleash every bit of techno-arcana he had available on their Xenos combatants. Lynn's analytic mind took over, and the movements of the Xenos were measured and found wanting. Delivering blows at the speed of thought and countering the fighting style of the Xenos brought all her focus to bear and the ruined forms of Xenos, the result that proved her solution in real time. Abraxas fought with a grace and poise to mirror the style of the Xenos, his agonizer whips removing heads and limbs as the aliens came within range. Meanwhile, Morno heard the explosion that Tarvok had set off, stealing the pleasure barge from the hangar in the confusion and racing towards the witch arenas. The fight was balanced on a razor's edge, with Tarvok collapsing at one point, but he managed to raise himself with help from Hospitaller Albry. Rosalina engaged the leader of the Xenos pit fighters, putting her own considerable skill up against the succubus, unable to land a blow but destroyed the impaler spear, robbing the witch leader of her main weapon. Above the sands of the witch arena, Morno descended on the stolen pleasure craft, urging everyone on board. The warband rushed in, but not without being followed by the witches and chased by a flock of scourges. The fight continued in the air, dodging and jinking between the jagged spires of Commorragh. The swift melee carried on, with the leader of the witches proving hard to pin down. To make matters more dire, a trio of reaver jet bikes closed in on the pleasure barge, but Tarvok unleashed a final piece of technology, an arch lightning, between the three, sending them all hurtling towards the ground. Rosalina engaged the succubus once again, using every move and trick at her disposal, but the witch leader would not stand still. When out of nowhere, Lynn ran past and delivered a kidney punch, at least where the human kidney would be located, to the succubus. Rosalina took the opportunity and disarmed the succubus, and pinned her to the deck of the pleasure barge with Lioness. At the same moment, Morno flew through the Webway portal, out of Commorragh. And we return.
Okay, so one of the first things that we need to do is I want to get Aubrey to stabilize the succubus.
She does, but she gets a -20 for Xenos physiology.
Well, I will assist her.
That's only a +10 then.
And she
Wait,
also
might
has
have
the
been
Northesium. Does the Northesium boost as well?
Not this time. She wouldn't know how to use it on her.
Ooh.
Oh,
Does she have
she
fate
can.
points?
She can spend a fate point. She does have the dedicated healer special ability.
And I can also assist for +10.
I think you did.
Okay.
No, that
Oh
was
wait, no, that was only with Tarvok. Never mind. The target would have been a 90, thanks to Lynn. Thanks to Lynn pointing out the various intricacies of Eldari/Drukari biology. The Hospitaller, though loath to touch the Xenos, does so hesitantly. Rosalina, and anyone else who bothers looking, can see a grimace on Aubrey's face while she works.
Aubrey, keep that thing alive.
I am sworn not to take any life, but by the throne, I wish I could do that right now.
Soon.
Rosalina.
Yes.
At this point, he reaching into his bag, not with his crushed arm, but with one of his others, reaches out and begins spinning a explosive collar around his finger, offering it to you.
Put it on the Xenos.
All right, Victor, is there a test to put an explosive collar on
There
someone?
sure
or is it...
isn't.
Okay, and so Tarvok will quickly move in and slap it around her neck. Can I roll a security check to Askellon?
If I was really vindictive, I would put a tech use test on arming the thing, but I'm not going to do it.
I mean, in all fairness, how is she going to take it off? I literally cut off her hands.
That is true.
Yeah, she has nothing to work with.
Right, so I will snap it on it and arm it, sitting back and
as you're
offering
doing that, I'm going to look at you really quickly and do a couple of hand signs in front of me and say, Tarvok, analyze this creature. Concentrate on its legs and its biology. Do you think you can mimic it?
Tarvok holds up his hand, only realizing that it is without fingers.
It's but a stump.
But then uses his other hands to signal back, I can certainly try. And I would like to perform an analysis on the muscle structure of the Xenos.
And keep in mind, we're doing this as secretive as possible, so...
So, for reference, you're standing on the deck of the pleasure barge with dead Xenos all around, and Morino is at the aft of the ship, yo ho ho, and seems to be piloting the craft at high speed, though there is a trick of there's an illusion going on where the walls of the Webway are so far apart that it looks like you're barely moving at all.
Can I ask a question?
Go for it.
Is the air breathable in the Webway?
Yes, it is.
Well, that's convenient.
Well, it is convenient in the fact that Eldari have to be able to walk through it.
Oh, they walk through it.
Yeah, they walk and they fly through it as well. There are capillaries which are small, that are too small to fly through, and you have to walk to get anywhere.
Fair enough. And
for reference, I can cite my source in the Master of Mankind, where the Imperial forces walk through it, and also in The Beast Arises, when Eldrad takes some tiny little webway path all the way to the throne room. Well, he tries to get there.
Fair enough.
Huh.
There you go. So
I'm going to signal back to Tarvok really quickly. Do you think you can make this out of bionics? And I'm going to point to my leg.
He says, replicating muscle memory into a bionic from a Xenos.
And I'm just going to sign... I'm not going to sign back yes. I'm just going to stare at him.
Victor, what would I need to roll to know if this is possible?
Possible? This would have to be I'm going to have to take a look at your skills because I'm honestly unsure. Let's go with a combined test of Forbidden Lore. Forbidden Lore. Do you have Eldar? Yes, let's go with Forbidden Lore Eldar. And let's see.
Medicaid?
Yes. Medicaid and Forbidden Lore Eldar. In the sense that wait, are both of those 50 for you?
No.
Well, Medicaid for you is...
Yes, they're both 50. Yes, they are both 50. Yeah. I'm sorry.
So roll for me a single intelligence test to represent both.
Ah, crap. So I don't get do I get my bonuses for anything?
You would get the bonus for your lore thingies, but they would not apply to your Medicaid. So roll the intelligence as a good signifier.
Okay. Oh!
Well, never mind.
Wow.
That's a hell of a way to begin season 7. Also, happy 2020, everyone.
Yeah.
Woo! Woo.
All right, Galaxy Brain. Tarvok, I need you to roleplay this.
So, Tarvok picks up one of the, begins analyzing the limb. As he's looking at this, he looks at it on the microscopic level, not of just like the almost weave of the tendons and membranes, almost as if a butcher looking at a fine cut of cow, or grox in this case, looking at every single, like, the consistency of the nerve endings, how long they are, every little thing on the microscopic level, and translating them from the human and biological nature of its existence into machine, figuring how to make one out of the other.
One of the partitions in Tarvok's brain speaks up and says, "We could also freeze this creature and slice it into tiny little discs that would allow us better analysis."
And at this point, I signed to Rosalina. Does it need to be the succubus, or can it be any of the witches?
And I'm gonna sign back as quickly as I can, just being like, this thing attacked me when I couldn't see it. None of the other creatures did.
He says,
and I'm gonna sign back, not even, and give a gesture over to Morano.
Did you cut this thing's legs off, or are they still attached?
They're still attached. Keep in mind, this thing's still alive.
For now. But he does signal back, I would need the leg as a sample in a lab, but it can be done.
Perfect. Alright, so that's pretty much my scene with her. Except I do want to talk to the succubus. I do have words to say, but we need a victor for that.
Indeed. In that case, I'm going to turn over to Lynn.
I think I'm fully healed, right?
Yes, you are.
Okay. In which case, I'll probably just be chilling by the Inquisitor, observing everything attentively. Like in Webway.
Alright, and in that case, Tarvok's gonna, as he's waiting for Rosalina to interview the succubus, he's gonna walk over to Lynn and kind of bow politely and say, "Are you well?" I believe it was Lynn, wasn't it?
I'm gonna look over to you and nod. And that's correct. And you are Arc Fabricator Dominus Baltivarius Tarvok.
Of course. I'm quite curious. I require cogitators of the highest quality to maintain such a vast archive of information on my person. Yet you seem to be able to do it naturally. Quite fascinating, really.
It took many years of discipline on top of a natural inclination. I come from one of the older schools of savants.
I see.
I'm gonna look down and then look back up at you. A well-trained mind, a well-disciplined mind, can be superior to any computer.
Perhaps, but I do believe that technology can enhance one's natural abilities. At this point, he shows off his various hands, cybernetics, and then finally back to his articulating bookcase on his back.
I'm gonna look off into the distance for a moment. It's not good for mankind to rely on machine. It breeds dependence.
Coexistence has no issue. How could we are codependent on our starships to travel the void. We are dependent on our weapons to keep the enemies that wish us dead at bay.
I'm not.
But there are many who are. Could you think humanity could survive in this galaxy without its technological advances?
I'll smile and say, There are ways, although it would be a bit difficult. Still, I'll look back at you and say, we don't allow our machines to be well, it's just, and I'm going to look over at your cybernetics and kind of stop myself. It's interesting to talk to someone from the Cult Mechanicus about these sorts of things.
You remind me of someone, a friend of mine, you could say. She too found offense to my machinery, and she was an intellectual.
I see. I don't take offense to it. I just disagree with the method.
Perhaps one day, when we are not on the brink of destruction, I could share you some findings that would very much open your eyes to the wonders of the universe.
Do you think so? And what kind of wonders could you show me, Arc Fabricator?
And at this point, he's going to switch over and speak in Rakul and say, let me see if he can get this right. I doubt it, but
I am here.
Never mind. In Rakul, he says things that the mortal mind was not meant to comprehend.
I am here, but I am eating, so keep that in mind.
Ooh, I actually... Yeah, I'll fate point it, why not? No. I just can't properly respond in Rakghoul as well.
Yeah. But
I mess up a few things as I respond back to you. You're quite forward with such topics, Arc Fabricator. You are aware that we're in the company of an Inquisitor.
And at that point, he switches over to the language of... what's a good language?
Tau.
To Talva. He has trouble getting the point across, but he says, and yet I still stand.
I will also respond back in that language. I kind of goof it up, but I'm trying to get across, like, basically I'm like trying to ask, are you testing me? To which I'm kind of failing now.
And at that point in Low Gothic, he will say, always testing, always seeking, always improving.
Observing and trying to extrapolate more data, I'm sure.
And at this point, he says, but for now, he will turn over to Inquisitor Fawnoff and say, quite the acolyte you have there. And he will bow and kind of move back to his own position where he will be observing the Webway, ending his scene.
Can I go back to the Eldar if somebody has something, go for it.
I'm good.
If not, I just want to talk to the succubus.
Alright, go for it.
I'm going to try my own speaking. Oh, I can speak. And I'm just going to say...
What do you say to her?
You fight with no honor.
The succubus hisses at you.
But you move with grace.
More the grace than you could ever muster, monkey.
As I recall, I kept right up to you.
One moment, cat's meowing at the door. Stop meowing, cat.
Victor's always direct. I love him.
Well, it stopped meowing. What do you want me to do?
But yeah, babe, I just say to the succubus, I kept right up with you. Without any problems.
Cat's meowing again. Stop it. Will you stop that? Cat.
Victor, focus up.
I'm trying, but cat is very distracting.
Jeez. It's just the sound of the webway. Keep going.
Right. The succubus tries to spit, but it goes rather poorly. She doesn't get very far. Will you leave my food alone?
Victor.
This cat is a menace.
Keep your head in the game, damn it.
I'm trying. I'm gonna let the cat back out.
Gee.
There you go.
Okay, we good?
Alright. My apologies about that. Domestic pets are a pest.
Agreed.
Agreed. So, with that in mind, yeah, the Eldari tried to spit at you.
It wouldn't be surprising if that was poison as well. Your words, much like your tongue, is venom.
No such luck. You see, as the Eldari lies back on the ground and stops struggling to try and get up, her energy clearly spent.
Do you wish to live?
Not amongst you.
I don't think you get a choice here. And
You
I'm
have-
just... Oh, go ahead.
You have dragged me down to the level of the other Mankai. He will come for you, you know.
Who?
Kyer. He won't let me be whisked away like this.
The Archon.
He will take such delight in your deaths. And with that, the Eldari closes her eyes as she's mumbling something.
I want to check her person as she passes out to see if she has any other equipment, combat drugs, or anything on her.
Let me take a look. Let's see, where is she? Here she is. And gear. Yes, she does have. Let's see. You can see around what stuck to what little clothing she does have. You can see tokens and trophies, no doubt taken from defeated enemies, all lined along the scantily revealing bodysuit. However, there are you recognize 3 vials along her midsection as being some kind of combat drug.
I'm going to try to steal them without anybody noticing.
Well, does anyone look?
I would have been looking at this. I didn't point out.
Oh,
such
Lord.
nothing.
Anyone who wants may roll an opposed awareness check to see if they can spot it.
I'm doing my pro-sanguine trance thing.
Right.
And with that, I'm going to take the vials and I'm going to put them into... Well, Tarvok, you gave me back my clothes. I assume they're laying next to me.
Yeah, like now that we're out of quote unquote the active combat zone, like I would have been dispensing out everyone's, like Aubrey's armor, like dumping the load as.
So I'm going to slip it next to... Because I'm still in the Dukari bodysuit, which is the witch outfit. I'm going to actually take the combat drugs and slip them into my bra. And then I'm going to take my stuff, put it on my chest. And I'm going to have Aubrey run full diagnostics on this creature. And with that, I'm going to look over to the warband and just say, I require a place to change. This outfit is not my style.
Does the pleasure barge have an interior?
Yes, it does.
It does indeed. And Lynn actually thought about hiding below deck, where she took cover when everything was really on the knife's edge.
Can you put the barge out so people can see it?
Hold on. Ah, damn. I think I put... let me see if I can grab it back. I put it away.
Okay.
I think that might be it. Is it? Yes, it is. Let me just grab that.
It's the red skyship as well.
Yeah, I know, but I don't have that either. So copy and paste. I'm going to shrink that a bit.
Spaceboat.
Spaceboat. Here we go.
Oh, jeez, Tarvok's big. But yeah, I'm gonna look down at the ground where the opening is. And is it locked?
It's not.
Alright, I'm going to have my two swords on my side, my Inferno
Your back.
pistol hanging on my side, my backpack and all of my gear just in my arms, covering my chest, and I'm going to walk and open the gate. And I'm going to go in. Dramatic tension, or did I cut out?
No, you're good.
All right. I mean, Tarvok's going to be not keeping an eye on you, but he will be like kind of making sure that wants. Can I roll a lore test to see if this thing has like any death traps in it, or would that be security?
I know,
Victor?
Victor's not here.
What up, what?
Because I just realized like this might have like the Quagmire's house thing where you lean against the wall and spikes come out.
Beds.
Yeah.
From Drakari, I wouldn't be very surprised.
That's what I'm saying. So once Victor gets back, I gotta check that. But yeah, like just for everybody, if you don't have your arm, everyone has their gear back. Like Tarvok's passed that out to everyone.
What is gear?
God damn
It's literally the basis of my character.
Is that the thing that I never got?
Oh.
Yeah.
Especially when
Is that
you
what-
play WoW.
Oh. I got gloves today.
Wait, I have a grenade launcher? I forgot I had that.
Yeah, it's my grenade launcher.
Hmm.
I
I
handed
have
it to you.
returned. You are going to enter down.
Yes.
So, as Rosalina walks down into the interior of the pleasure barge, she can see all around her that the space has been decorated with various artworks and other finery. No doubt, much more aesthetically pleasing to the Drakari, and there are people using fireworks outside. So go away.
Fascinating. Is there... Actually, I'm going to roll awareness to see if there's anybody living down here.
Alrighty. You look around, but you don't see anyone else down here. As you walk around, as you walk around, you can see artwork and spaces where what appears to be fine clothing, though much of it way too revealing for any civil society. However, as you walk around, you hear a voice behind you. Guela?
And I'm gonna...
As you turn around, you can see a niche in the wall of the pleasure barge. It is a what's the word I'm looking for here? It's a circle, a circle like a tube on its side.
A cylinder?
A cylinder. Thank you. Wow, I blanked hard on that one. It is a cylinder just tall enough to stand in and not wide enough to sit in, but inside you can see a humanoid figure, but it is no mere human, as its cobalt blue skin indicates, and its tattered robes of sea-nose cloth.
And I'm gonna rub against it and just speak in low Gothic. What are you?
He looks up. There is a strangely human hope in his eyes. I am Porel Elsier Kovash Monat, diplomat of the Watercast. I am prisoner aboard this ship, and I feared for the worst when I was thrown about. I suppose that you have stolen the craft from the Drukari.
How did you get here?
You hear the Tau almost hesitate with a human sadness emanating from his throat. Roll for me a scrutiny test with a -20.
Are you serious?
Ooh.
Does he have to hide it? Because scrutiny is always opposed.
I will only oppose it because you rolled the scrutiny. Well, I'll be damned. What's your fellowship?
My fellowship is 49.
His is 51.
Do I want to re-roll this?
You might fail. There's a 39% chance of you succeeding.
I've done dumber stuff.
Hot damn. Alright. You recognize that while this Tau seems to be very much in distress, he seems to be putting on an act as if trying to emphasize and, well, trying to emphasize his situation.
What was his name again?
Should I just type it out?
Yes, please.
Alrighty, let me just grab it from here, copy and paste.
Porel, is it?
That will do.
You know, growing up, I trained people on how to interrogate creatures, monsters, Xenos, and our fellow people. What are you hiding?
I assure you I am not hiding anything. I merely wish to escape from this bondage.
Weapons. Do you have any?
All taken away when I was captured. Did he actually explain why he was captured?
And why were you taken? How were you captured?
I foolishly tried to open diplomatic channels with the Drukhari. They laughed at me, taunted me, before cutting down the Shazla that accompanied me. None of them survived. They have kept me here to rub salt in the wound, as you Goela say.
And I'm gonna start setting down my stuff really quickly next to this creature and just stare at it. This is my first time ever seeing one of your people.
I would say the pleasure is the same, but I have spoken with many of your kind in turn.
Negotiations went as well as they did here.
They went rather substantially better, I must say. There were worlds in the region of space you call the Damocles Gulf. We managed to gain peaceful coexistence with the Goela.
Goela, what does that mean?
It is the Tawa word for human.
Is it said in the same disrespectful manner that these creatures refer to us as?
I do not know which manner these creatures refer to you. The Drukhari lexicon is complex, many hidden variables. I must say I myself have trouble speaking it.
Alright, I really hope this works. No, it doesn't. So I'm gonna think in my head how to say what they would call him. And then I'm going to just silently sigh.
Well, you would. Actually, I'm going to say that you've talked with Moreno enough, and I think you even had a conversation about that specific word. So I will say that Moreno has, in fact, told you in the past that monkey does not refer to humans. It refers to just everyone else. The meaning is technically and literally translated as lesser races. But there's a bit more nuance to it.
I did not know that.
Well, the Eldari language is complex.
I'm going to think to myself, I have to inform the Inquisitor.
Which one?
Yes. We will take you with us, but you will remain in here for now. My superior will have words with you.
Might I know whom I shall be speaking with?
Only if she wants you to.
I see. Are you gonna go fetch Farnoth after you
I'm
finish
gonna
changing?
look back at him and just say, your race. It seeks peace, doesn't it?
We seek to unify this hostile galaxy for the greater good. Though it seems that there are more evil. He corrects himself. There is more evil in this galaxy than we assumed.
And how does that make you feel about your greater good?
It invigorates me. It shows us the scale of the task and the responsibility we carry.
So it's a faith.
It is an idea, a simple idea, but it can work.
And pray tell, how do you intend to make peace with certain races? What of the Orcoid? And the
Oh, wow.
heretic?
The orcs, they have proven unable to see reason. The Firecast must deal with them now. But there are others,
You said a
such
fire
as
cast.
myself.
What
They
is
are-
that?
They are the warriors of the Tauva.
And I am also writing all of this stuff down in my data slate. I've heard about them. They use a type of dreadnought, do they not?
There's a slight look of confusion. Slightly exaggerated, but it seems every facial motion, every facial reaction this Tau makes seems to be exaggerated to some point. It is... I am unsure what that word means, but if you're referring to... can you... he looks at you with a questioning look, as if asking to explain a bit more.
A type of war suit.
Oh, you mean that? You mean our battle suits? Of course, the X line of battle suits. Yes, you are correct. You have, wherever you heard that, the author told you the truth.
So it's peace through superior firepower, then, is it not? Those that
Superior
don't join you die?
Oh. Those that cannot be reasoned with, who cannot live in peace, they cannot join the Tauva.
And what of the other Xenos races in the galaxy?
You see him stand just slightly straighter, and he says, "We have made great progress in finding, hold on, let me rephrase that. We have made great progress with the other Xenos races of the galaxy, and even more join every day as we spread, as our spheres of expansion move across greater territories of the galaxy."
Territories that belong to the Imperium.
He hesitates at this and says, "Territory that the Imperium perhaps is too outstretched to hold on to."
You think the light of the Emperor has a limit?
He hesitates once again, no doubt wondering if you're speaking metaphorically or not, when he says, "This ruler of yours, this Anva, I do not know how far his domain stretches."
If you take worlds from the Imperium will attack you.
The Imperials have been a mixed result. Some are more than willing to join, and we are welcomed, and others have proven less reasonable. I must admit, the range of the human experience is quite fascinating.
You'll remain here for now. I'll resume questioning you later. For now, consider yourself safe.
He nods.
And then I'm just going to look back at him. May your God have mercy on you.
He makes no reaction.
And with that, I'm going to find a corner to actually get changed in. Before... I'm going to take my fair share of looking around down here before going back up. Inquisitor Farnoth, something requires your attention.
Microbead? Oh wait, no, Farnoff doesn't have one. I'm guessing you just pop your head back up?
Yeah, I went back up so I could talk to her.
Alright. Farnoff strides towards the opening and descends down.
I will tackle with her.
Alright. Farnoff takes Lynn along with her, while the rest of you are standing on top of the deck, as Morano is cruising along. Excuse me, I'm gonna go finish my food.
Lynn, I assume you act as her bodyguard.
I serve a variety of functions. That is one of them, although we did used to have others.
I see you suffered losses as well.
In such a situation as we were, it was inevitable.
Do you feel anything for your losses?
They were good professionals, but now is not really the time to grieve. We aren't really at liberty to do such a thing.
And we never will.
You have a very grim outlook, Rosalina Lockwood.
On the contrary, and soon you will find that out.
I will not respond, just kind of skew my gaze at you.
Inquisitor.
Farnoff looks at you.
May I ask you questions? I know that it is not my right to question the Inquisition, but...
You may ask me once I return from below decks. That's her going down and me finishing food. Sorry.
I kind of need you if I just seen your butt.
Guess not.
Well,
Sorry. I really just wanted to finish food, but I still have a bit left. Let's go.
I'm afraid this cannot wait.
Oh?
I have seen my fair share of the Inquisition, and I've worked alongside my master for quite some time.
Farnov gives a smirk at this. Go ahead.
I can't help but... I need to know, what did you hope to accomplish in here?
In here, and she gives a theatrical gesture to the Webway walls. I did not intend to do anything. In fact, I did not wish to stay in this place at any moment, for any amount of time.
Then why seek it out?
What I sought was a way out
A way out?
of Askellon.
Why not just commandeer a ship?
Ah, yes. That would be the simple choice. But what happens when the pandemonium flares again and closes all shipping routes in and out of the sector?
What made you choose the Eldari?
The Eldari? I had a way out. A pre-built network that could stretch across the galaxy. It was as good good line of inquiry as any.
And I'm gonna stop for a second before I show her, before we're near the tube. Some would say that's heresy.
Yes, some would, but I am not one of them. And my colleagues of Askellon, well, they have their own matters to attend to.
And what of my master?
Hunt? He's too busy, always skulking around in the shadows. If I keep my lights on, he'll never show up.
You know, I've researched quite a bit when it comes to the Eldari. I've studied them quite well.
Farnov glances over in Morano's direction.
Well, we're below deck.
She still does it. She glances in her general direction.
Tell me, how is it that we stay walking on this path without corruption?
That... Farnov sighs at this. Ah, yes. The taxonomy of the radical. A path that every Inquisitor walks. It's all so very well documented. If I have to read another thesis on why Inquisitors fall to chaos or whatever other corruption there is, I would probably take a bolt shell to the mouth and do it.
So why do you do it?
This? The fight? The Shadow War?
All of it.
Because if we don't, no one will.
And I'm going to look forward and just say,
Tell me, Rosalina, why do you think there are so few of us?
because so few of us could walk that line without...
In Askellon, I mean.
Askellon is filled with corruption, mutants, and heretics.
It is. And even worse, It is neighbored by Calixis, a place that, in comparison, is absolutely crawling with Inquisitors. He hasn't told you, has he?
Told me what?
Farnoff smirks once again. Ah, I see what he's doing. He has a knack for doing this. His endless flair for the dramatic. Don't worry. The hint will be in where he summons you for the conclave, that is.
So, you approve of my methods?
Your methods? Of course, they remind me of myself.
I will take it. I was surprised that you, well, were not surprised by my appearance.
Don't worry, I'm not the one you have to worry about. Depending on who the third is, now that will be a different story. Now, Rosalina would recognize that she is talking about the third Inquisitor needed, and, in fact, she knows who that is. Now, whether Alexis remembers who that is a different matter.
So, I may have forgotten.
Hold on, I'll give you the hint in the form of a data slate.
I assume it's Nooble's old master.
Here you go.
Wow, that is hard to read. Hang on a second.
Just zoom in.
Tattersall, yada yada yada.
Oh yeah, Gustav.
Wait, is it Gustav?
The sentence is, my path will take me to one Inquisitor Gustav Grimm of Lord Omelius.
Huh. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and repeat the line to far enough.
You mean you can't just tell her who it is.
Oh, I'm gonna say Gustav then.
There's a slight bit of hesitation as a blank look comes across Farnoff's face, and she blinks. She pats you on the shoulder and says, "Good luck with that," and heads and walks towards the Tau.
One more question.
She stops, freezes in her step, and looks back.
You've never questioned me.
Sorry, be right back.
Oh. Well, but...
Well, they got to him.
Well, dang it.
Oh,
So what's
darn.
Tarvok doing?
Reading, smoking, kind of examining the webway, keeping an eye out for things like any other residents of the webway, because for all he knows, there's webway whales or something.
Probably eventually you're gonna run into other Eldar ships now that you mentioned.
Also,
Yep,
keep in mind that scorpions are a thing in the webway.
Yeah, like the people, like the striking scorpions, or like big
striking
ass.
Scorpions are named after the webway scorpion.
Are you mistaking that for? Are you sure? Is that the same or different than warp spiders?
I think it's the same for warp spiders, but I
Okay,
might be
'cause I've heard of
mistaking the
web
two.
spiders, but I've never heard of webway scorpions.
I know the webway is host to like dozens of creatures.
Okay.
I know birds are one of the common ones seen here. They're crystals.
Yeah, Tarvok's just chilling. Tarvok's just keeping an eye out for things, so he's not doing.
All right, White, your turn.
Alright, now let's see. Did you go below deck?
I am below deck, and you did see me steal the Eldar's combat drugs.
Alright, in this case, Abraxas is gonna wander up to Tarvok. Now, as he struts up, he's gonna be like sort of mockingly making like random meaningless signs with his hands, essentially just almost slapping his hands together. And it's like, hey, you mechanical one, can we speak?
At this point, he will look over from his book, and the mechadendrite will take it and place it back on the shelf and say, "Very well."
That alien that we captured, what does what's her name plan to do with it?
The motivations and plans of Rosalina Lockwood are generally shrouded in mystery. We will know what she plans to do with it once she announces it to us, and not a second later.
All right. Hold on a second. Okay. I'm curious, how long have the two of you been working together?
Good Lord, how long has the in-game like Queen's Court lasted?
So far, about 5 years.
About half a decade, 5 years, give or take.
Goodness. Oh,
And I served under Inquisitor Hunt for 2 years prior.
most interesting. He's like, well, that's all I had to ask from you. I'm just sort of gonna start strutting this way.
As you do, the rod of office kind of goes around your neck and pulls you back.
Alright. It's like,
And says, and at this point he's going to get very close, like his face is going, you're going to be feeling like the cold steel against your face, and says, "And what about you? What to do? I'd like to know more about you."
don't we all?
You see, my friend, in this galaxy there are known knowns, and there are unknown knowns. But there are also unknown unknowns. Things that one does not know that they do not know. And for you, my dearest Abraxas, you classify as an unknown known. And I'm going to fix that.
I fear you might be slightly disappointed. I admit there's not too much to know about me.
Oh, I'm sure that you are mistaken. A regular human who works a 9 to 5 in a manufactorum does not engage Drukari on their own terms, wielding a whip like he was born to do it. There is much more to you than meets the eye.
Keen observation.
Everything is a factor, dear child. Your parents, tell me of them.
I couldn't. I don't even remember being a child.
In your earliest memory.
Oh, simple. Earliest thoughts, far as I can think, would be just waking up in the morning where I lived. Each day was an interesting one, to say the least. Some mornings anyone would wake up, their limbs misaligned, contorted, even detached, having to piece themselves back together in the morning. Such a strange place.
What was your occupation before your kidnapping?
Well, I'm not gonna go into that, but before that, didn't really have one. Where I lived, we didn't need to care for eating, drinking, even breathing. And the Imperium didn't have its reach on the planet, so people simply spent their years wandering, sometimes sticking together for companionship, finding pointless occupation to find drive for their lives before eventually succumbing to the loneliness, the boredom, and taking this out on others in the most vicious of ways.
I see. Well, my friend Apraxis, I propose to you a game. I will ask you a question, and you will answer it truthfully. And in return, you may ask of me anything that your mind desires, and I will reveal it to you, no matter how forbidden or how mundane.
A fair game. I accept.
We will do this 3 times. So, my first question. Did you enjoy your time in Commorragh? Did you find pleasure or contentment in the Dark Realm?
I admit, I did. It was certainly an interesting experience. A good break from the simple monotony of life.
Very well, you may ask yours.
Tell me, why do you augment yourself so? Were you injured?
I augment myself because I'm afraid to have anything taken from you is the greatest loss one can feel. Somnius Halbrel, a rogue heretic, took one of my arms for me. Now I have 6, in which can be replaced easily. I augment my brain because I do not wish to lose memories. For once something is forgotten, it is truly dead.
That I agree with wholeheartedly. Because you're afraid.
Second question. What is your opinion on Rosalina Lockwood and the rest of the party?
Well, let's see. First, Rosalina. She is an interesting woman, perhaps a little overzealous in her beliefs. But she does seem to be willing to put those aside for a greater goal, such as escaping the Dark City. But she certainly has her fair share of secrets and oddities, while giving a slight head nod towards Marina, well, in the opposite direction. Let's see. Well, next up, that alien that's piloting the ship, I'm still thinking on her. Haven't spoken to her, haven't observed her much, but, well, she had every opportunity to leave the Dark City and the danger with it by leaving us behind, but instead, she drove this into the middle of an arena and, well, rescued all of us, so she's certainly loyal. Meanwhile, you, however, you're an interesting one.
Alright, I'm back. No more interruptions.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Alright.
As he interrupts.
Now, your question?
How did you end up in the company of Rosalina?
Well, funny enough, I was not a part of her warband to begin with. I was sent by Hunt to the planet Desolium to hunt down Somnius Halbrel. I came across her in the Screaming Wheel Cantina. It was an interesting scene. Herself and a few other men, mostly guardsmen, and a convict, if I remember correctly. I saw her kill her first man, a ganger by the upper hive ganger by the name of Skinner, injected his knife into a manufactorum worker's guts, and with shaking hands, Rosalina gave him the Emperor's mercy. And he says, but after learning my assignment and my association with the Inquisition, I was offered to join her party, and I have been by her side ever since. I have seen many of our companions and retinue go their separate ways. Tobias Kirsch, Daedalus Brecht, Harlock, Anderson, Kershaw Anders, I think Harold Blackbeard, Thalia Aristide, although she maintains contact with the rest of the party through the rogue traders. I enjoy it. I do enjoy Rosalina's company. She allows me to perform my work unabated by the regulations.
Interesting.
Strictures of the machine cult?
No, just all the regulations.
Fair enough.
I think I'm breaking more than just Mechanicum codes, Chief.
Fair enough.
But back to the game.
I'm sure you're breaking some administratum rules too.
So, your last question?
Yes, and my last question. If given the opportunity between a quick and painless death or employment in our retinue, knowing full well that you'll be placing yourself in situations where death would be the most welcome outcome, what would your answer be should that time come?
Well, I must say, I once spent many years in a situation where I, well, honestly would have gladly taken death over it, but I emerged from that well enough, and here I am, and, well, just, death is so final, like, you can never hope to, improve beyond once you're, well, a corpse. You'll never experience new things. So, I have to say, I am more than eager to accompany each of you, regardless of where we may end up. Because, I don't call me cocky, but I can't say I've probably been through worse.
Very well, Cocky, and what is your final question?
What are your thoughts on those that dwell beyond, if you catch my meaning?
How do you know about that?
You already asked all your questions.
Ooh. Tarvok will smile and say, I know much about the realm between realms, the land of souls, the immaterium, the warp. I know of the entities that dwell within it, and I know that they, given the chance, would devour our souls. Their mentalities, the anathema to the Imperium, destined to fight ever for eternity. It is a game of regicide, never ending, where
Right
pieces are
answer.
replaced. And at this point, he will offer his hand, a handshake, and say, "I believe that concludes this interaction."
Praxis will give a smug grin and, take up on the handshake and say, quite enjoyed this game. We might play it again another time.
Indeed. Come back to me should you wish to expand your knowledge. And keep an eye on that Lynn lady. I find myself enthralled by her. She reminds me a lot of some other people I know. Always curious, very knowledgeable.
Plus, she can take down an Eldar with her own bare hands.
Yes, that too.
Certainly an interesting one.
And at this point, he'll look
bare
over.
arms. Sorry.
God damn it.
And at this point, he will also just call it, Bono, are you finding yourself in good health?
Who did you call to?
Morno.
Morno looks up from behind the controls and gives a stiff wave.
You need to loosen your arms up a bit. You look stiff and angry.
Flying this thing takes up way too much of my focus. It's almost as if it's supposed to be a pain to pilot this thing.
Well, steady as she goes. You're doing well.
She gives the boat a tiny little flick. Not quite enough to throw anyone off, but
Fair enough.
It is noticeable.
Fair enough. And with that, I believe the Inquisitor, Lynn, and Farm in the bottom.
You mean the Inquisitor, Lynn, and Rosalina?
Look, you know what I meant.
I know what you meant, but I just wanted to clarify for the audience.
You get
So, back below decks, amongst the Drakari finery and the imprisoned Tau, Farnoff is standing before the cylinder cage and observing the Xenos.
Here is my findings from him. He's very open to questions, it appears. And I'm going to hand over my data slate with the report on the Tau.
Did you attempt to write down the name?
Yes.
I'm going to have to ask you to roll... Actually, you can't roll it because you don't have the ability to speak Tau.
Oh yeah, well... Hang on.
Roll an intelligence for me with minus 30.
She can use phonetics.
She can, so this is going to be... Yeah. It's close, but as Farnoff reads off the data slate, she... Excuse me. You, Watercast. What is your home sept? And the Tau replies back. Actually, let me open up his name because, holy crap, this Tau have complex names. I hate them.
All the more reason to kill him.
I don't have this problem with orcs. They're named things like the
Shoot.
Saka and stuff.
The
Not
legendary
Kika.
Mega Primarch.
Yeah, Jono.
Legendary Mega Primarch kept doing it.
Yeah.
you
So-
know.
Elsier. You hear Tau speak. Oh, Farnoff takes the data slate and modifies the second quote-unquote name of the Tau. It now is spelled correctly. And she adds an apostrophe into Kovash. A lot of apostrophes are needed in Tau names. Alright. There we go. Tell me, Rosalina, what do you know of Tau naming schemes?
I will admit I put more of my study into the occult than I have of alien races.
Lynn, would you kindly inform the interrogator of her... Wait a minute, hold on.
Blunder?
Yeah. No, not blunder. I was going to say of her place in the galaxy.
I'm supposed to tell her what? That she
Explain... Farnoff is asking you to explain Tau naming schemes to Rosalina. I can help.
Oh, yes, please do. I don't know that much about Tau.
Well, do you want to know? Do you want to
Would you like
spend
to
a
know
fate
more?
point? Would
Yeah.
you like to know more and spend a fate point? All right. So
Yeah, I'll go ahead and send the fate.
right. So just to babe, can you scroll back up to where I spelled out his name, just so that you can play along, quote unquote.
Ironically, I actually know all of this.
Fair enough. Do you want to explain it, or do I?
No, you got it.
Okay, so the first part before the first part of the first name is the caste that they belong to. Por indicates Por indicates the water caste. L indicates his rank within the water caste. L being the second highest rank that one can achieve within a caste.
Isn't S the highest?
O is the highest because
yeah, just Oshava.
Shaso and Shaso as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right. The second name of a Tau is their home sept or planet. Elsier is, in fact, is a planet within the second sphere of expansion, what Imperials would designate as a mining world. Now, the last two names are usually the first is usually their birth name, and the second is usually a given name for some deed or other.
Okay.
Kovash, I honestly forget what I named this guy, but it's been a while since I think it's actually been a month since I typed up his name. But anyone who wants to go read up on the Tau lexicon can indeed find these names. This is from the Tau language.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and explain all of that to Rosalina and specify that from that we can figure out his rank and his homework.
Interesting. I will admit that I never thought of that.
Their names are quite descriptive.
Seems almost like a bragging right than anything else.
The title could be interpreted that way. I feel like the rest, though, is a system of organization.
Same way we would organize and put in prisoners into a penal colony.
Well, I think it's a little more personal than a number, but it is a bit more impersonal than our naming schemes, I admit.
And now we're waiting for Victor again.
So much for no more interruptions to get.
I know, right? What a butt.
Me.
I mean, it could be worse.
At least it's interruptions rather than, stopping the session.
Yeah, and leaving.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
So is it just Tarvok and Abraxas up top?
There's Aubrey.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to Aubrey. I'm gonna go motion for Aubrey to come over here.
She's still tending to the succubus.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I'm gonna go walk over to her and say, "How's your work treating you, Aubrey?"
I guess
Oh wait, crap!
I'll do this
Victor's.
because Victor.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
She's gonna look at the Eldari creature after wrapping its arms again and trying to stop the blood flow, and just say, Rosalina had said that this job would be difficult. But I did not.
Yes, but are you enjoying it?
No. This is a Xenos. I should just put a bolt round in its head and call it a day. In fact,
It seems that
why don't we do that?
Because we will learn more from it while it's alive. And Aubrey, you say you want to put a bolt shell in it. Do you know what this thing would do to you if it had the chance?
I am aware.
Are you truly aware of the heinous and debauched torture that you would endure should this thing have its way?
I think you forget I was with you through Commorragh.
Oh, there are much more stories that we did not see. At this point, he kind of places his hand on top of the succubus just to get a good look at it. But we must learn from it. By tending to it and examining it, we will learn better how to handle it in the future.
I suppose so, but this is heresy.
Heresy is a word you should soon forget. It has no place in our line of work. We must go through forbidden doors and learn that which is not meant to be known if we are to keep the darkness at bay and keep the whole of humanity safe.
And is this why she keeps that one
Among other reasons, yes.
Other reasons? What other reasons could you possibly keep one of those things around for?
Have you ever enjoyed the company of someone, Aubrey? A a sister you were close with, a lover, anything of that nature?
No. My work kept me isolated for the most part, and I was always surrounded by the dead and the dying.
Then to explain the relationship between Rosaline Lockwood and Morano would be as if telling a far worlder about the great machines of Mars. You would understand the words, but you would not understand the meaning.
All I know is she keeps that creature around. You do know that the Eldar only speak in half-truths, and when they finally do speak the truth, it is horrifying.
Do you believe everything I've said to you is the truth?
No.
Do you believe humans speak only in truths and that nothing we say can be considered terrifying? That we only know what is spoon-fed to us? Do you think so lowly of?
I know the teachings of the Scala Progenium. I know what I've seen on the battlefields.
And yet, of the cult Mechanicus, you know, I'm guessing, very little.
I know that the cult Mechanicus use mutants and twisted abominations.
Such as the Imperial Guard. They use abhumans, beastmen, ogrins, ratlings.
Mutants, all of them.
Yet, an ogrin would fight alongside you with no issue, and yet you're the one who would have them killed, though they would fight and die for the same cause as you.
That still doesn't remove their original sin.
Are you without sin, sister?
If I am to... I will take the oath of repentance once I am out of service here, if that's what it takes.
Oh, so you can just take an oath of repentance and suffer for it just like the soldiers on the battlefield, and it's okay for you. You may sin all you wish, as long as you repent for it later. But you would kill an ogrin before they have their chance to serve on the battlefield and do the same? Hypocrisy.
I wasn't born a mutant.
And yet you still sin, despite not being a mutant. What is your excuse?
And she's gonna look down at the Eldari. I am being forced to.
At this point, he points to the edge of the ship. You're not forced to do anything. If you feel like you are betraying yourself, then cast yourself from this ship into the abyss. If not, then if you are to stay with us, you must understand the nature of our work.
And to that, she's gonna bow her head and just say, leave me. I have to tend to her wounds. And she's gonna start replacing bandages on her.
You may hate me for what I speak, but you will come to learn that I'm only trying to help you get through this alive and with your mind intact. At that, he will turn. Foolish child. Reminds me of Rosalina. She'll learn.
Ha. Puritans are really fun.
Oh, yeah.
And we're still waiting on Victor.
Is he okay?
Yeah, I know, right?
Like, it is getting a bit concerning at this point.
Yeah.
Like, did the Viking squad get him?
Ooh.
Probably.
Let's see. Ooh, Abraxas, we could play Regicide.
That's just chess, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
All right. So let's do. It'll be my intelligence. Your intelligence.
Okay. So let's see. Alright. I'm gonna put a -5 because he is rusty on the rules.
Well, I mean, so it's a good back and forth. Taking piece by piece, we kind of get ourselves down to like our emperors and maybe our ecclesiarchs.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, eventually we are put into a stalemate in which a winner is declared merely by the amount of pieces they are able to collect.
Hmm.
You did well for your first time.
Well, thank you. It is an interesting game.
So, do you have anyone waiting for you on the outside?
No, absolutely no.
No. Do you wish to return to your home planet?
I mean, it would be liberating to not have to worry about such curious things like eating again, but I've grown bored of home.
You seem to grow bored quite quickly. Is it a mental issue in your? Do you not produce dopamine as a normal human would?
I don't know anything about that, but I don't know. When you spend so much time living aimlessly, you just get a different perspective on everything. I just try to live in the moment. But some moments simply aren't worth living through.
Quite the curious ones we are. And at this point, I'm going to go on the comm beat. Rosalina, is everything okay down there?
Everything is going fine.
Very well. I'm running out of
I know, right?
But
we're running out of I guess we could go talk to Morno.
Morno's piloting a ship that requires a lot of work.
yeah, she's our designated driver.
Fair enough. I got nothing.
Right?
Damn it, Victor, you butt.
Kinda need Victor here.
Yeah,
Just a little bit. He's only a GM. Like, what does the GM even do anyway, except everything?
yeah. Oof.
I laugh so I don't cry.
Oh.
What a bite. Well, I mean, right now we could discuss what we're going to do.
We don't know where this is going to get out of the webway is the issue.
Yeah, and I also need to get back to Riza.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, I've been separated from Riza, our Corvus Blackstar, our other acolyte, for quite some time now.
Yeah, they're probably getting worried.
How long did we stay in Commorragh?
I'd say about a while.
So first objective is to get back. We got to get out of the webway. Because here's the thing, I don't know how the webway works. Like for all we know, we could pop up behind the damn golden throne. Correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Is the webway one way? Like, are these one-way teleporters, or like would we have to know how to get back?
Literally, like, you know how Victor said capillaries? Think of it like a circulatory system through the warp.
So think of it like a series of tubes.
So the way they get around in Futurama.
Yes.
So because we can't go through the portal, we can't, wherever we're going, it's not going to be on the planet we want, because that was just a homemade webway portal. I don't think we can fit a ship through that.
Yeah, it's going to be strange getting through all of this.
We'll have to land somewhere. hopefully it's an Imperial planet or something like that. We might just end up in in the middle of a battlefield. Like we might be in the middle of like the Jericho Reach.
Hell, we could literally end up in Commorragh.
That is true. We could end up in Commorragh again.
It's just a bunch of mini cities connect to each other.
Right, like so the baseline of what we got to do, if correct me if I'm wrong, is get out of here, establish where we're at, get off of where we're at, back to the water world, collect Riza, collect Black Star, and what's his name, and then we got to go to Joven.
Like, depending on where we end up, that could take years.
Yeah, it could actually take years. So,
Quite the situation we're in.
let's hope Nooble likes taking care of my daughter.
Oh.
If that's the case, she's gonna turn around to look at something, catch a knife in the back.
Hey,
Oof.
no. Anyway, so yeah, that's the game plan. Far enough isn't gonna kill me. In fact, she approves of my methods, which I wasn't expecting.
Well, she's radical.
It doesn't sound like the Ordo Malleus Inquisitor is going to be as easy.
No, he sounds like more of a Puritan.
Pure AF.
Which means you're gonna have to do a lot of lying to him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Aren't we all?
I mean, no, I ain't getting anywhere near that man. Are you kidding me? I got like 60 corruption and commit like demonic heresies on the daily. I'm staying away from them.
Jeez.
No, and I have to study with both of these Inquisitors a little bit. Like, that'll be done through narrative story time, Skippy, but still.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and we're in a really weird position where you're having to be inducted by an Ordo Xenos, Malleus, and Hereticus.
Yeah.
But then again, we've also had to deal with the alien, the mutant, or the alien, the witches, and the Xeno.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a Tau here for some reason.
Now there's a Tau.
I think we should just kill it.
Well, I did question it. Like,
are we gonna get a collection of Xenos?
Hey, gotta get
Fortunately, what happens to the Tau is not our decision.
No, it isn't. It's up to far enough. Like, she outranks me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is not a situation we're used to.
You get.
Well, we'll see. She's either going to talk with it, torture it, or kill it.
If she needs somebody to torture it, that's my expertise.
Jeez.
Really? I always thought you were better at negotiating than torture.
This is insane.
Hey,
Oh, hey,
Victor's alive!
Are
Hey,
you
Christ,
okay, Victor?
Babe. Remember that room full of Christmas decorations that my mom has?
Yeah?
Yeah, I just had to empty that.
God damn.
Okay, well, you're here now. We're continuing, right?
Yeah, let's go.
Barricade the door.
I think I will. I might have to go find a key somewhere to do that. Whew. Alright, I am out of breath.
Jeez.
Okay, so essentially I'm still talking to the Inquisitor, and the Inquisitor's talking to a blue person.
Dabba-dee-dabba-die. Poor
So,
Tau.
continue that scene, please.
I honestly forget where I was.
Explaining the name. We finished that part.
Right. So.
Does Far Enough actually go through my data slate?
She does. She skims it. Well, she skims the relevant things, mostly relating to what the Tau said.
No, I mean, does she actually go through the rest of it?
No, she does not. She throws it back to you.
Oh, well, that's very polite of her. Because I'm not going to lie, I would go through her stuff.
Rude.
How rude.
We're Inquisition.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
You're
don't
both in
be so-
position. No need to be rude about it.
Yes.
So,
What do we do about this one?
Farnoff looks to you.
As of right now, I'm stuck in your care. Or we're stuck together until I can
Yes.
retrieve my daughter.
And I am going to lay claim to this Xenos and have it taken down to my house.
Very well. Might I make a request?
Oh, name it.
The yeah. Wow, I can't.
Yeah. That was a word stumble.
The intricacies of the Drukari art, and I gesture to the paintings on the wall. I wish to take them for further study of my own.
Farnoff looks around as if noticing all the finery for the first time and says, "You can have it. I am less interested in the cultural aspect."
Knowing their culture might be another means of beating them.
Destroying their culture is a much more interesting task to me.
And with that, I will smile and nod and say, "Yes, Inquisitor." Now, I must speak with Marno on how long it will take us to get out of here.
Go ahead. I would have words with this Tao.
Very well. Will you be safe down here alone in case of attack? Do you require a weapon of some sort?
Farnoff glances over at Lynn.
I'll smile.
And I'm just going to look at Lynn. And she fights incredibly well.
She does. It's a talent of hers.
Perhaps a sparring match will pass some time if need be.
I don't know if that would be recommended. I wouldn't feel right harming a interrogator.
She's got spunk. And with that, I'll walk past her. And
So,
I'm going to head up and go to Marno.
you can drag your token out. Whoop.
And I'm going to sit next to her, just against the crafts walls.
It's more like a railing.
Marno. How long
Mo, do you want me to take this, or do you?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Alright.
How long will it take us to get out of here?
Roll Navigate Warp.
Okie dokie.
You still have access to her, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's in the Oath Unspoken catalog.
That was off of Morano's sheet. I just didn't change my character name.
All right. Morano looks around as if studying some patterns only visible to her. And you get the feeling that it could take a few hours of piloting through the Webway to get back onto an exit portal back to Askellon.
It will take us several hours before we can find an exit that will be anywhere near where we were. I'm sorry, there was no accent to that.
Only several hours.
Yes, the Webway is much more efficient than the travel you use.
Were you hurt in any way?
She wasn't, was she?
No, she was not.
No, but it doesn't look like you and your companions were as lucky.
That succubus down there, she did a number on me.
In some ways, I'm glad I wasn't there to have to fight her. On the other hand, I wish I was there to help you.
And I'm gonna hold the splint that Aubrey put on my leg. I think she actually fractured my leg.
You should count yourself lucky that she didn't cut it off. And then I'm going to look back over at the dismembered succubus.
Oh, well.
Actually, she's only disarmed.
And dislegged.
No, leg is still there. It's just
Okay.
That comes
it has a
later.
hole. It has a hole through it.
That comes later.
Huh. Does us capturing one of your cousins hurt you in any way?
It's unnerving what you've done to her. I don't feel any empathy for the Drakari.
That's good. Farnoth might speak with you.
Yes, I assumed she would, and I'm honestly a bit surprised she hasn't already. You must have found something quite interesting down below.
A creature. A Tau. I've never before seen one in my life.
Oh?
Blue creature, standing roughly 5'6". Babe, I'm just kind of making this up, by the way.
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay. Roughly standing 5'6", slightly shorter than I am.
It sounds like it was probably not from their warrior caste, from what I've seen.
Back at the Scala, I used to teach how to kill the damn things.
Oh, they die the same as we do. They bleed.
There was just one line on how to deal with Tau. Close in for glorious melee.
I was hoping that some of its weaponry would be here, but unfortunately, even if it is, the Inquisitor laid claim on it. It would have been good for
Yeah.
Sunny.
Yes, and most likely the owners of the ship have long taken those and sold them off. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if the Tau was passed on along a few times before it ended up here.
There's nothing trailing this ship or anything, right?
Roll an awareness test, the four of you.
Alright.
Hey, I'll use our fate point.
All right.
I think I got it.
I'm gonna do the fate pointing too.
Corn demands. You don't have to. None of you has to fate point since Tarvok did make it.
Oh, okay, fair point.
And then again, I'm pretty sure Mope was just using Morno's fate point on something. All right. In that case, Tarvok, you notice in the distance and zoom in and enhance, as you can see the needle-like shape of some sort of flying craft way back behind you.
What is it? Look of origin, craft world, or
Drakari indeed.
you're gonna see Tarvok reach into his bag and cock the strange silver weapon that he picked. He says, "Following behind us, does it based on that my zooming and enhancing? Does it look like it's got like weapons pointed, or does it look like it's just kind of casually?"
It looks like it's headed. It looks like it's headed in your direction, but we're talking like dozens of miles behind you, if
They're
not
not.
hundreds.
So they're not. Doesn't look like they're booking ass behind us, like after us.
No, they're not. They seem to be. It seems to. They seem to be trailing, as if it's trailing, but on a way bigger scale.
Like, can I? How many meters?
Meters?
No, this is measured in miles.
This is measured in kilometers, which is 1,000 meter.
Okay, fair enough. So it's, and I will pass this information saying, looks like a Drakari craft is tailing us.
Oh no, there's a few of them.
Several Drakari craft are tailing us.
There you go.
Well, Marno, looks like you have to pick up the pace. Can this ship go faster?
Marno, you've already like put every ounce of speed that you can into this vessel.
Then I will pass that along.
Lovely. Tarvak, how long until they close in on us?
What's the calculation, Victor?
Well, it's the Vector Victor.
Yes.
It is. Roll a logic test for me.
Like you say.
Mm-hmm. Corn demands.
What does Corn's math tell me?
Corn's math tells you that the speed that they're going on is only slightly faster than you are, than this ship is going. They will catch up with you eventually, but it's going to take a heavy while.
So,
I know that's not a good verb for it, but I'm using it.
Victor, can I roll another logic test to see if I would be? Would I know if I'd be able to like do some work on the engines of this ship to give it some more speed?
I don't think we have anything to work on the engines.
Yeah, you don't really. One, you've never never seen a craft like this before. Two, you don't really have any material to work with.
Never mind then.
I'm gonna open the hatch.
I mean, it's like trying to make a
All right, I got you.
a turbocharger out of an engine.
I got you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna open the hatch and just yell down it. We've got trouble. Drakari telling us.
Farnov hears this and looks over at Lynn and cocks her head over towards the stairway up.
Then I will head up to the above deck.
All right.
Also going to drag the succubus, who's still unconscious, hopefully.
She is.
I'm gonna drag her and just bring her down to the... Well, I forget what the bow of the ship? That's what it's called?
Yeah.
Sure, the underneath of the ship. And
That below deck.
I'm gonna set her up and I'm just gonna say... I'm just gonna put a bunch of stuff in her way that... I'm barricading her into a spot unless there's a place that I can lock her up.
Alrighty. Yes, there is indeed another one of the cylinder cages where you can just slump her in there.
And I'm just gonna look at Farnoff and just say... I have a lot of questions for this one still to come.
Don't worry, I have a lot of space in my mansion.
And with that, I'm gonna nod to her and then run past her, getting my Inferno pistol up and one of my swords in the other hand. Oh, also, I'm at 7 health. I'm gonna have Aubrey heal me. Do I want to?
Didn't she? She healed you already, like back in the fight.
Then why am I at 7?
I think you took critical damage.
Right. Yeah. I'm hurt and still have a splint on. That makes sense.
Yeah. So you're still kind of wounded. Right. Morno. I need her to roll another navigate.
One second. I'm getting to it.
That is unfortunate. But I will say this. Morno takes another look around, and she comes towards the realization that if she were to, quote-unquote, make an earlier turn, directions in this place are sort of meaningless. She could get to another Webway portal that, while isn't exactly back towards where you're going, it is close enough.
There's a nearby portal, but we'd have to turn back.
Oh, no. Like, it's the way you were going, you would have to make a different turn than where you were navigating to.
Okay, well then I'm just gonna do that.
Right. So the I'm just going to plant an idea into Morno's mind and let her suggest it. So, because the Drukari are, well, this is their home turf. If Morno was to drop everyone off, and if and all of you were to exit through the Webway portal, they would probably know that you were where you would have gone. But if Morno takes the pleasure craft and keeps on flying, then you would have effectively lost them.
I will have her translate that.
So it's either lose them or fight them. Let's try to lose them.
Alrighty, roll me and operate Aeronautica, Morno. Nice, well done. So, as Morno takes the pleasure craft low into the tunnel, into the Webway tunnels, she's able to weave in between the broken constructs and strange-looking statuary that seems to litter the floor of the Webway tunnels. Some as big as titans. And after some amount of time, you finally arrive near some twisted wraith bone, but below what appears to be a limb, you can see the crescent moon shape of a glittering Webway portal.
Alright, so let's drop them off and then I head off but down the Webway, right?
Indeed, and you're going to try and lead them away.
Morno, please be safe.
Oh, I don't think you need to worry about me.
And I'm going to bow my head, and I'm just going to...
So I'm just going to drop everyone down here.
Wait, hang on.
Sorry.
As everybody's leaving really quickly, I'm going to run up to Morno and just embrace her real quick.
Indeed.
She'll embrace you for as long as she can before she says, I have to go now before they get here.
No.
Of course. And I'm going to jump off the craft.
And from the below, Farno, did you remember to grab your Dark Eldar?
The Dark Eldar's aboard the ship.
Are you going to leave her there?
Well, we're getting the
Are we gonna take the Tau?
There's a sense of urgency.
Nah, I'm not gonna take her. She's aboard the ship. She's below
Well,
deck.
in that case, once Farnov shows up and disembarks, the Tau drops in behind her.
Also take her off.
Tarok's looking at this thing is like, I'm sorry, what?
Hold on, I'm gonna grab. Actually, I'm gonna put the ship and. Boop, she flies away.
Rosalina, where did that thing come from?
No time to question it. Just hide for now. Below deck.
Oh crap, I forgot to make a token for it. Never mind.
Damn it.
Damn it. So, as the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of you hustle it towards the Webway portal, you stop before entering. Who's going first?
Well, nothing risk, nothing gain, and I just leap into there like a mad lad.
Boop.
Tarvak, go. Make sure he's safe.
You see the shimmering outline of Abraxas disappear as he leaps to the Webway portal.
Tarok will rub his forehead as he walks through.
Whoop.
Len will follow after Tarvok.
And Farnoff will follow after Len.
I'm gonna look to the distance as I tell...
Oh yeah, the Tau follows after the Inquisitor.
As Aubrey goes through it, I'm just gonna look at the distance and just say, please be safe. And I'm gonna go through the webway.
Boop. And as Rosalina steps through, she is met with blinding darkness. Before she sees light, the circular-shaped light. And as she finally exits through, she finds herself in an overgrown grove.
It's Grove Street.
Ha. You came to the wrong house, fool.
Am I alone?
No, you are not. In
okay.
fact, everyone else is waiting on the other side. You had friends on the other side for a few moments before you joined them.
I'm gonna... As I'm in the darkness itself, I'm gonna bow my head for a prayer before...
Oh crap, I made a slight mistake. I need to fix this. Where is it? I forgot to set the audio for this place.
You got this, I believe in you. He doesn't got this, everybody run. Blinded by the light.
Oh, wait, crap, it's in the wrong game. I need to grab it real quick.
Victor, what the actual hell?
What do you mean?
I don't know.
We're just dissing ya.
We are showing you disrespect because we really appreciate you.
Yeah.
American
never mind.
Foreigners.
I grabbed it straight from this, and I'm gonna move this down. Boop. There we go. Perfect.
Reminds me of home.
So,
Tarvak, analyze the surroundings.
All right. So I'll start with
breathable. Toxins.
Oh, sorry, my mic wasn't working. He will begin looking at his aspects. You'll see like some of the servos whirring in there, and Victor, we're going to start doing our standard array of everything I want to look for. I want to know if these crickets are emitting sounds that will cause hemorrhages in the brain.
Are you using the Auspex?
First one is for the Auspex, yes.
Alrighty. So, as you scan around, you find that the oxygen content of this atmosphere is really high. Free of particulate, but it is very humid.
All right. Next thing I want to do is check my multi-compass to see if we're in Imperial space.
Alrighty then. Was it navigate with that?
It's navigate surface. Let's see.
Roll for it.
I'm gonna reroll that.
All right.
Okay, there we go.
Ooh, nice. So, as you light up the multi-compass for the first time in a long time, it takes a while for the device to recalibrate itself, but before long, you manage to hook up to an Imperial warning buoy.
What does the warning buoy tell us?
Well, it is informing you of, it is broadcasting the fact that this planet has been classified as a death world, and all onlookers should turn away.
Does it give us any indication of what sector we're in?
It gives you a name.
Yomp. Would this apply to now? I guess this is. What do I roll? Because I can't say lore Askellon because I don't know if it's in the Askellon sector.
You can roll lore Askellon to see if it is.
That is true.
Nice. So, lighting up your built-in hololith. Wait a minute. Did I seriously remove the map? This is unacceptable. I am just off my game.
I'm gonna take out my binoculars and start looking around.
Here we go. So,
Oh wow, we're all the way up here.
Wow, yeah, your daughter is like on the other side of the sector.
Okay. Okay, so just so you know, this is where we need to get back to.
no.
Somewhere around here.
This is where you need to get back
Ah,
to.
okay.
This is where you are.
Okay, so we're not too... Yeah, we're far.
Yeah, we're far, but we're near Harax and we're near Laron.
Like, at least we're in the same sector.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we're not.
Yeah,
not
it seems
Terra.
Morano dropped you off earlier than she needed, but she was not too far off.
Actually, can we go back to the other map now?
Yes, you can.
Tarvak, do you inform us of all of this?
Of course.
Don't
Yes,
we have a ship nearby, don't we? One that's running cargo back and forth between the Shrine World.
Possibly.
We need to get away to... Actually... the Oasis. And I'm gonna... Hang on, I'm gonna say this in character. Our ship, the Oasis. It runs cargo past this world.
Indeed, it does.
Right. We just need to find some sort of way into... Oh. By the throne, this is going to be difficult. Weapons up. This is a death world.
Oh, joy.
Tarvak, what
Rosanna,
can you tell us about the local fauna and...
Flora and fauna.
Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. Before that, while that's happening, while he's researching the information, I also want to put out a ping to see, with my Voxcaster, to see if there's any form of feedback on it.
Hold on, I need to go. I need to find my enemies without book.
Oh dear.
I knew it. Gene stealers.
Yeah, we're in Space Nom.
Oh,
Nom,
boy.
nom,
We
nom.
made it to the Dagobah system.
Ha.
Oh, also, babe, you don't have the music on repeat.
Ah, damn it!
I'll put you on repeat.
I have a problem, babe.
What?
I have way too many books.
Don't worry, I have more here for you.
Yay!
You're just gonna make a little nest for him.
Oh, found it.
How do you think I'm gonna get him to bed?
Jeez. He's gonna have like a trail of books in there.
Ooh.
Here we
Ooh.
go.
Ooh. He walks to the bedroom, I'm waiting there in lingerie, he's just sitting there like, and it throws me aside, sees the Dark Heresy core rulebook.
God damn it.
Alright, I got it.
Get.
Alright. Ah, here we go. So, roll, actually, the Scholastic Lore test is probably good enough. So,
6 out of 90. Yeah, probably.
yeah, that's good enough. So, Tarvok's inner voice takes over when it says, located in the Styges cluster, Yanth is a world where nearly everything living on it is utterly hostile. A standing Imperial warning beacon is in place near the world, warning anyone who approaches to stay away. In the past, many gave Yanth a wide berth, valuing their own lives than any exploration of the planet. However, recent discoveries on the world have made it much more appealing destination, danger or not. Yanth is a world covered in dense jungles. From the smallest island to the largest continent, every square meter of the world is filled with thick vegetation. The temperatures are sweltering and rainfall abundant, helping these plants to grow and thrive. Sweeping vistas break up the jungle with waterfalls, gigantic trees, and many other features, providing breathtaking views. Deep below the canopy of leaves, thousands upon thousands of species of flora grow in a complex ecosystem unseen elsewhere in Askellon space. There are few permanent settlements on Yanth, as the voracious flora and fauna can rapidly destroy anything that attempts to intrude upon their lands. The plant life on Yanth is largely carnivorous, subsisting on the varied species of insectoid life that also call Yanth home. Trees use creeping tendrils to snare prey and pull it back to waiting maws for digestion, while overgrown bushes unleash deadly barbs to poison and stun anything that gets close before consuming it with microbes capable of melting the hardiest carapace. Alongside many of the rivers that flow across the continents, latticework patties of vines and other vegetation cast sweeping nets to grab any creatures that come to the rivers for water. The never-ending struggle between the plants and insects for dominance of the planet is a hallmark of the world's ecosystem. Many of the insects feed off the plant, and in turn, the plants feed off the insects. One cannot exist without the other, though for long as one side becomes ascendant, the other evolves even greater capabilities and resurges to continue the conflict. Yeah, and that's about that.
So as he's explaining this, you see him like checking his flamethrowers. Now, sorry.
Do I have my flamer on me? I don't think I do. I do have a flamer on me.
Your brazier.
My brazier plus my psychic fire.
Victor, now about that telecommunications ping.
Yes, what about it? Oh yeah, that thing.
I guess I'll first ask, hey Victor, are there any Mechanicus on this planet?
Not that you can tell.
But no, I do want to see if I want to see maybe an outpost, maybe a research outpost.
You know what's really funny? There's been a Mechanicus on every planet you've been to.
You just never let me interact with them. But anyway.
No, the answer, it was you all along.
Oh, the magic was inside of you all along.
Yeah.
So, Victor, I'm going to put out a ping just to see if there's any kind of feedback from, in all directions.
You do, and it is absolutely silent.
Oh, that's not good. I think Tarvok will put a finger to his face and say, "Again, a barren world devoid of technology and civilization."
But it is not devoid of life.
I don't care about life.
I'm gonna dig through my... Well, I'm actually just gonna reach for the thing that's clicked to my backpack and pull it off. And just look at it far enough and just say, your sword may be broken, but it's still usable.
Oh, you found it, did you?
And I'm just gonna hand it back to her. Given enough time, Tarvok can more than likely repair this thing.
She gives the blade a look over, and says, "Yes, I would very much appreciate that." And she gives you and she actually smiles at Rosalina for this.
Rosalina's just gonna take a step back and just be like, okay.
Upon hearing Tarvok can repair it with enough time, he looks to his fingerless hand and missing leg.
Oh,
Well, to be fair, it was only one of 6, right?
Yeah, but it had my lightning on it.
Ah, yeah. That's true.
Oh, crud, I'm in power armor.
That is correct.
I'm gonna assume that it was recharged at least.
Did Tarvok recharge it?
Yes.
I assume after the battle he recharged it a little bit.
Did you roll a toughness?
Actually,
No, I did not.
I didn't have it on that entire fight, so it is just still charged from the ship.
Oh yeah, she
Well,
went naked for most of it.
In any case, roll an extra d5 for me, and we'll add that onto your roll. Because you didn't actually ever put it on, I don't think.
Yeah, let's use Alexis's one.
Yeah. So you will add another extra 5 when Alexis puts on the power armor next time.
Tarvok will mention, we need to get the reverse binary and get you an extended power supply.
Yes, but for now, can you hang on to it? I fear that it may be more useful than I care to admit right now.
Yes. Unfortunately, we have no way of knowing which way to go. The multi-compass, does it give us any idea of any form of
It can tell you which way is north.
Near unique my rear end?
I mean, it doesn't have anything to work with.
Tarvok, I will climb one of these trees and check with my binoculars if I can see anything. A river would come in handy. Most outposts are built by them anyway.
Rosalina, I couldn't even touch. For all we know, if you touch this tree, it'll devour your skin.
Well then, keep your flamer ready.
Rex just walks over and just like knocks on the tree.
Oh, reroll character, you're dead.
Did you literally just knock on wood?
Yes.
Roll a d10 for me.
Oh dear, this might.
Oh no.
Okay, you're fine. Nothing bad happens.
Seems alright to me. Though out of character crap.
Tarvok, cover me.
Tarvok will go on to Overwatch with his flamethrower and everything else.
Do you want me to roll acrobatics?
Yes, I do. And you get a -10 in this awful environment.
I am going to spend a fate and reroll that.
Yeah.
Alright, so...
You don't fail by much. That's only 2 degrees of failure. So, as you are ascending one of the gigantic trees that is close by, you grab a branch, but much to your shock, the vines on the branch grab you right back.
Oh dear.
And they start constricting.
I know exactly what I'm gonna do, and this is dumb. Are you ready?
It's freaking. Yeah, I knew it.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna psychically burn the. I'm burning it away from me, obviously.
Right. As you use one hand to project a gout of psychic flame towards the vines that are holding your other hand, you the branches catch the vines catch fire and let go of you, but they let go of you. So I need you to roll another acrobatics to not fall down.
I'm just gonna give it a smile and then realize what happened as I slip.
Ah.
You floats in the air for a second, realizes what
Oh boy.
This is that part where Overwatch or where Tarwakan should probably be like prepare a way to.
Well, you can use your bodyguard to try and react to that.
I wish I brought my servo skulls.
instructions unclear, accidentally uses flamers.
Right. So yeah,
I'll
I will
use the
use my.
fire to cushion her fall.
I will heat the air to make a cushion of hot pillow of hot air.
He
Okay,
makes things
as
rise,
dumb
right?
as this is, and before Tarvag tries to catch me, can I essentially parkour away from the tree to roll on the ground?
Well, that's the problem. You've already failed the acrobatics to not fall.
That was to hang on. Now that I am falling, I want to kick against the tree and tuck and roll.
Well, you can attempt that too.
Please pass something. Oh my god.
Nope. So, Tarwak, you are keeping a sensor sweep going on all around you, and as you keep an optical megadendrite on Rosalina, you see one of the you can see the tree that she's climbing slightly catch on fire as she starts falling down.
Now, Victor, I've been thinking about a way of how to lower this blow. I'm going to use one of my Weber shells, like activating it, like the net, and holding it out with four of my arms.
You mean just
like making a safety net for her to fall into?
Fair enough.
I just imagined you're just gonna Weber me to the freaking tree.
No, because the momentum of the thing hitting you into the tree would cause just as much damage.
Right.
Like what we're doing is I'm pretty much planting all my feet into the ground, bracing myself, and I'm going to absorb the kinetic impact of your fall, which is going to go through the net.
Okay, let's hope I don't die.
Roll for me a ballistic skill test with a plus 20 knight.
What's the ballistic skill test for?
To, well, use the Weber.
For plus what?
Plus 20.
I'm gonna reroll that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey!
Oh.
2 crits in 1 episode.
Heck yeah. So, with expert precision and by tuning the nozzle on the Weber, Tarvok is able to quickly spider up a net. And before Rosalina has hit the ground, she is caught in sticky net.
But I'm guessing I take some fatigue from that.
Yes.
I'm just going to look over. And my first thought is going to be, like, as I closed my eyes as I was descending to my death, and just say, Marno? And look up and see you. I hate this place.
Yes.
Also, for the people watching, I'm currently not in power armor. Tarvok is charging my power armor. I'm in a dress.
Indeed. And as you kind of open your eyes, he says, "Sorry, not more, no. Only Tarvok." Are you okay?
And I'm gonna be clutching my Rosarius and just say, thank you.
Indeed. It seems I've made up my debt to you in more ways than one.
Can you get this off of me now?
Yes, and he will begin. He will detach you from the Weber.
Yeah, there's a solvent spray that helps.
Yeah. Shark repellent.
Ah,
And he gently picks you up and puts you back on the ground.
the bat anti-shark spray.
Okay,
Right.
so
Any other bright idea? Actually, far enough is going to take this one. So, any other bright ideas?
look, I was attacked by something.
Did you see what attacked you?
Some type of vine wrapped itself around my hand, tried to pull me.
This place needs a good exterminatus.
I'm gonna put my head to, put my hand in my head and just think. I'm back to conversations I've had with Morano and everything. She said she survived on worlds like this. What did she do? And I'm gonna look around and just say, Tarvak, we need to find the local water source.
As you see that, he's sipping a cup of recaf and says, "Probably a good idea." But he does move in hand signs. He says, what does the Inquisitor think? Pretty much trying to push all the blame that happens on her onto the Inquisitor.
And I'm just gonna look over to the Inquisitor and just say, do you happen to know this world?
I know of it, though I've prayed to the throne that I never have to come here. That prayer seems to have gone on deaf ears.
Another test by our glorious Emperor.
Hey, Viggy, would that be a common lore or scholastic lore for the planet?
Well, to do what?
Know about it?
Well, Tarvok, you could know something extra about it. Yes, that would be a scholastic lore test.
Nope.
No. This is one of the few places that Lynn has very little knowledge about.
Very well. Standing around won't do us any good except for getting hunted and killed. Let's start moving.
Well,
Agreed. Lynn, see if you can track down a nearby flowing water.
I'll do my best.
Does Lynn have survival?
No.
Oh.
I have navigate surface.
Not quite what I'm looking for.
I have survival, but it's based on my perception.
Let's give it a shot. Actually, I might get lost and die.
Oh.
Did you roll it?
I already rolled survival.
No, I meant mope.
I don't. I'll try. Hopefully, I don't get lost and die. Oh.
I don't think that's enough degrees of failure to be lost in bed.
No, that's just 2, which is again not enough. Ooh,
Instead, you're just dead.
That's more.
More me trying to use the multi-compass to use the geographical readings.
Indeed.
Tarvak, can I see that?
My multi-compass
Yes.
tosses it over.
And I'm going to look at the multi-compass and take a look with my binoculars really quickly.
Yes?
Alright, come on. Work, please. I want to pass a single test today. Ah!
Oh.
You know what?
As
I'm going to
Rosalina.
spend my final command point because why not at this point? No, I'm not.
You mean fate point?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, you use your fate points in tabletop 40k, so that's all good.
I'm just gonna look at the geographical locations of everything, and I'm gonna be like, this place is always shifting.
What?
Look, your data is wrong. And I'm gonna hand over the binoculars. Look north.
He will hand back the binoculars and use his baleful eye to zoom in and hand.
As you look, you can see it happening very slowly, but it seems like the tree line is slightly moving. It is subtle, but it is there.
So, we can go across this planet, but unless we are able to get there, and he points up to the sky, we're trapped here.
Unfortunately, it seems that way. But let's at least start moving. And I'm gonna roll awareness to see if I can... Okay, so my idea is that I'm looking for moss.
To see which way the sun goes?
Yeah, because if this place is as thick as I think it is, we can't see the sky.
You can barely see the rays of the sun coming through.
Nope, I'm just not gonna pass a single test.
You look around, but in the undergrowth, it is devilishly hard to find any moss. So, are you going to just pick a direction and go?
Yeah, let's head where the multi-compass says north.
Alrighty. So, as you set off due north, you start walking. And who's going to go up front? Because they're going to have to act as macheteer. That's gonna.
I have two two swords.
I don't take penalties from terrain if that helps.
That would help.
Well, actually, Rosalina could.
All right. So the person taking point is Rosalina, and I need her to roll an athletics test as she is taking point.
I did it! I passed the test!
Woo! You do not gain fatigue as you use the power field of... Don't both your swords have power fields?
No, the Xenos one does not.
Ah, okay. So you're just using Lioness then.
Mm-hmm.
Right. As you let the power field do all the work for you, requiring very minimal movements as you hack your way through the dense undergrowth of the jungle, you keep going for what feels like hours, but the internal Powerbox internal chrono says that it's only been about 2.
Oh, the entire time I'm going to burn the sword into the trees with arrows.
Right. Excuse me. To indicate where you come from.
Mm-hmm. And to tell Morno once she gets here where we are.
Fair enough, if she does in fact come here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Jeff.
You move along, and before you know it, you find what appears to be a stream. Calling it a river is, well, that doesn't quite cover it. So, you find flowing water, which appears to be heading northeast-ish.
Right. What is my perception? Wow, my perception is really low. Wait, shouldn't survival be rolled on intelligence?
It depends on what you're using it for. If you're, say, trying to look for things in the environment, you would roll perception. If you're trying to make stuff, for instance, you would use intelligence.
Well, what about just knowing that water flows down to a river?
That would be intelligence.
Okay.
You mean water flows down to the ocean, you mean?
Yes. I'm gonna look at the
Don't
river really quickly and just say,
waterfall.
this probably comes from a natural spring. We should follow this until we can find the river that it flows to. But keep
So-
alert. A lot of bigger creatures will use this water source.
So, as you do, the heat of this jungle starts to pick up as the sun seems to move into high noon.
I'm gonna look down at my outfit and just be like, this is why they wear nothing.
And I'm going to ask everyone to roll for me a toughness test with a +10.
Alright.
Rosalina makes it.
Shoot.
But
I'll fate point it. Shoot.
Roll a d5 for me, Moop. Ooh, you gain 3 fatigue. I am going to roll for Farnov at least. She'll represent the NPCs. Let's see, where's her sheet? And there she is. She's going to spend a fate point. And let's see, D100. Oh boy, she rolls D10.
Hey, she's got a fate point. I'm sure she does.
She did fate point it. She went from 79 to 93.
Oh.
get wrecked.
Yeah, she's spent the fate point, and she takes 6 fatigue.
At this point,
Oh,
Hang on.
dollar stuff.
Does she show any visible signs of this?
Yes, she does. As all of you are, as you are walking through the den's undergrowth, you can see, for anyone who's looking, that Farnov seems to be stumbling a bit.
Let's take a rest. Far enough. You're
Yes, let's rest.
here. And I'm gonna reach into my backpack and grab a ration pack that has a bottle of water with it.
She graciously accepts, and
It
she's
is
going to
my
drop.
best quality ration pack.
And with that, she gets to drop 2 fatigue. So,
And I'm also
She's
gonna
down.
look at Lynn and just say, when was the last time you've eaten?
the Drakari gave you some gruel.
I had some gruel maybe 2 days ago.
Here. And I'm gonna hand her one too. Tarvok, do you require sustenance?
Do I also get to remove 2 of fatigue?
Yes, you do.
This is the regular ration pack. Sorry.
Oh,
Oh.
only -1.
Tarvork will look at her and hold up his mug of recaf and says, I'm perfectly fine as it is.
And she's gonna flick one over to Abraxas.
Might as well.
And
Hey.
I'm gonna go ahead and eat one.
So, with that, time passes, and the sun moves in the sky. After everyone has done, takes the rest and eats and drinks, you head back. You keep following the stream, no longer needing to hack away the undergrowth, since the stream forms a wonderful pathway through the forest. However, Rosalina, since you are up front, as you are walking along the side of the river, your foot hits something solid beneath the undergrowth.
I'll roll awareness to see what it is.
No need to roll. You can just check.
All right, I'll take a knee and check.
Brushing aside the vegetation, you can see what appears to be tiles.
There's some type of building here. And do we see them going somewhere, or is that it?
That would require an awareness test.
I have the binoculars. Do they help at all?
Not really.
Well...
That's an oof.
No, not even with the binoculars. It is difficult to tell. It seems the undergrowth has completely overgrown whatever this is.
Tarvok,
Yes.
take a look at this.
He'll begin scanning through it with the different spectrums, just to add the, just to be on the safe.
Indeed. Roll an awareness. Well done. So, as Tarvok brings his auspex up, you are able to find that the tiles themselves go in two directions. One heads north and one heads south.
We just came from the south.
So these tiles, like, what material are they made of?
Seem to be made of some type of stone.
Do they look natural or fabricated?
As you I'm gonna take a wild guess. You give it a little puff of flame to burn away stuff.
Yeah.
Right. As you are able to burn away a sizable chunk of the vegetation above the tiles, you can see that it seems to be fabricated, built.
Do the edges seem like are we? What's the like? Are they curved? Are they jagged? What are we looking at?
It is. Most of them seem moved around or broken from all of the natural erosion around, but they seem to be square-shaped.
Rosalina, Lynn, come here for a moment.
I'm already there.
I'm pointing I'm actually like lowering myself, like getting like face to face with these tiles. That's what I mean. Are there any symbols on them? Search these tiles for any symbols or any other forms of abnormalities. They seem to be fabricated, meaning that they are of Xenos origin or human origin, perhaps.
Was that an awareness test for the tiles?
Yeah.
All right. So, I'll do Rosalina first. Rosalina is able to, as she is inspecting the tiles, she sees that they seem to have been pressed from a mold. However, Lynn is able to find a loose tile and flip it over. And there seems to be some sort of rune on it.
Can I make a linguistic?
You can. You cross-reference the shape of the rune against any other, against every known language in your brain, and It does not come up against anything. It has slight resemblance to Eldari runes, but this thing, whatever it is not from that.
It's Xenos of a type I can't identify.
At this point, Tarvok's going to like. Do you share the run with Tarvok?
Yeah, well,
Can Tarvok take a crack at it?
You can.
Can I use Trade Linguist?
Yes, you can. Now, I need you to roll for me Forbidden Lore Adeptus Mechanicus.
I refuse, and I will trade you a fate point instead.
Alrighty. So, you are able to figure out where you're able to cross-reference this thing, and it is not from a planet. It is not from this planet, but from another place within Askellon, which is called. Excusez-moi while I find this.
Is it Tower?
No, it is not. Ah, here we go.
As he just says, it's from Tower.
So, you are able to cross-reference it against a gigantic database of knowledge that has been gathered for many years now on research station P3482XW. It's a
Hate those
volcanic.
guys.
It is a volcanic planet in the Thule subsector.
All right, and cross-referencing that, what does it tell me?
That's the problem with the research. With the research from P3482XW, they haven't been able to figure out a lexicon from their work. They have thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of icons, but they've never been able to make any sense of it.
So, and I don't think I've. Sorry. Yes.
Tarvok,
Rosalie?
Lynn, what did you find?
We found a rune, but we're trying to decipher its origin.
Well, we don't know the day-night cycle of here. If this is an artificially created construct, we should follow it up north. We came from the south, so it should be pretty quick.
I think it would be more palatable for us to research it first and figure out what its origin is as best we can, or else we may be wandering into something much worse than a malicious jungle.
Might also hold shelter up ahead. Perhaps communique equipment.
Preliminary scans showed no source of communications equipment within the area.
It might just be off.
the rune is almost certainly Xenos.
That is a pretty safe bet.
I leave it to your wisdom, Rosalina.
We have pictures of the ruin, correct?
Correct.
Research it as we walk.
Tarvok will blink his mechanical eye and say, "As you wish."
So, do you set off along the overgrown path?
Yeah, we sat down it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
We're off to see the wizard, the cowardly wizard.
Oh god, it's a bunch of damn Eldar.
I'd be okay with that. We can reason with the Eldar.
Well, in any case, you walk along the path. It is much easier going this time, only needing to hop over roots that have overgrown onto the path, but the going is much, much faster than earlier. And before you know it, you find yourself in a clearing. So if you could put yourself somewhere, yeah, that's actually fine.
And we need the Inquisitor.
Oh yeah, she'll have to come here. There she goes.
This is really pretty.
Indeed. As Rosalina steps onto what appears to be a platform of some description, just as overgrown, but it has form to it. She can see a ray of sunlight piercing through the canopy above. It is relatively peaceful.
I'm gonna take a look over here because it appears to be something.
Oh, what are you looking at? Sorry?
Well, general, just to look around, make sure nothing's hiding, spotting, waiting.
Well, roll an awareness. Oh, you rolled an awareness, my bad. So,
Fantastic.
as you
I'm
look
also
around...
going to look for where I would suspect, just to tell you how closely I'm looking at this, I'm looking to where I would expect Morno to be hiding.
You look around and you find at least a dozen places where Morano might be secreting herself away, but it becomes fairly obvious that she's not hiding there.
No, I'm not looking for her, obviously.
You're looking for hiding places?
I'm looking for spots around us that would set up for an ambush.
Right. You look around, and yeah, if anyone was simply hiding in the trees, that would be an ambush spot. And there's a lot of trees.
Do I spot anybody?
No, you do not, but you do see all around the circle, such as here. Wait, actually, let's do it like this. So here, and here. You see what appear to be markers of some description.
Tarvok, tell me what those things are.
What would I roll for that?
Well, you can roll... Well, you don't even have to roll anything because you've been cycling through the P3482XW data set, and you're able to quickly enough match up the runes on these markers up to them. The only problem is that there is you have no meaning attached to any of these runes.
So it is of the similar make of what we found. As
Yes.
it kind of oh no, this is in character.
Oh, go ahead.
It says the similar construct of the runes we found, but we have no meaning of them. They defy all Imperial and Mechanicus records. Perhaps even they might be a precursor.
And what about you, Farnoff?
I find this fascinating, and I wouldn't mind paying a visit to those Mechanicus researchers on... What planet did you say it was? She's looking at Tarvok.
P34 or something like that.
Yeah.
P348. Actually, I'm forgetting it myself.
Just
but
type it.
I probably should. Let me just type it out in the chat.
I'll stay next to Lynn.
The place does have another name, but you haven't figured that one out yet because it's a local name. So it goes
Yeah, because I'm guessing Research Station Thaddeus is probably actually has like a long ass.
Strictly a long ass.
Name.
Yes. Oh yeah, it does, but It's that's the local name of it, but the designation is similar to this.
I'm gonna
8 to
I'm gonna let out my
X.
Sinisians.
W. There you go. You let out your Sinisians. And as you release your psychic sense, your mind is met with buzzing.
Can I focus it on the ruins over here?
Yes, you can.
Do I have to roll a different one, or is that one good enough?
Yes, I'm gonna say that one is good enough. You focus it in on the runes, I should say. Actually, these are runes on ruins. Yeah, that's a tongue twister. And you do not sense if ever there was anything psychic about any of this, it has long since, quote unquote, evaporated. This place is fairly dry. Aside from, all the life that's teeming here.
Intelligent life left so long ago. I'm going to walk up to the ruin and put my hand on it. Oh, you said it's over here, right?
Yeah. Do you want to sense it again?
I want to do a more concentrated version of sensing it.
Nice.
Tell me your secrets.
There is a strange sort of regret emanating from the stone. It is faint, impossibly faint, but it is there. And whatever made this seems to have fallen very far indeed.
And I'm going to look up and just turn back towards the Inquisitor. I feel regret.
Anything personal or?
Nothing personnel, kid. No, but jokes aside. I'm going to say, just feeling it, like losing something that once belonged to you, something precious.
I need everyone to roll an awareness test.
Oh boy.
And actually, Far Enough is going to have to do it too.
I'll fate point it.
Alright. Oof, Far Enough barely made it. Alright, did anyone fail? Alexis.
Alexis.
Did anyone else hear us getting up from her?
I heard rummaging.
Yeah, I think she stood up. And I think she's back.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Fate.
my feet got cold.
Ah, okay. Are you going to fate point?
Who, me?
Yeah, because you rolled a 52.
I'm gonna say no, because I'm too deep into thought about this ruin.
Alright, so everyone that isn't Rosalina hears an ever-increasing sound of insect wings flapping.
Oh, joy.
And they're approaching. And bursting out from the canopy... Actually, I need to move this away. And bursting out from the canopy, you see a flying insect as it is zooming...
hell no.
Zooms overhead. And we'll continue this next time. As will the Warband be able to survive the onslaught of these foul insects? Find out in the next exciting episode of Queen's Court.
Oh boy, mega arachnids!
Yee.
Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed. As always, I'm Norn Queen Alexis. I love you guys. Bye!